How could anyone think of ripping a child from his mother? Yes, I said mother because Willow adopted him. This idea is worse than anything Willow and Drew have done. I'm sorry, but you don't get to take full custody just because your wife loves your uncle. Should Willow have told Michael? Absolutely. But if Michael thinks he's going to get both kids, he's mistaken. If I were Willow, I'd hire Rick to represent me. He would take the case, especially with his disdain for Sunny, and would love to ensure Michael doesn't get full custody. This isn't about who's right or wrong, it's about the kids. No child should be taken from their parents. I sense another Carly versus Nina war brewing. Again, when the truth comes out, Carly will give Willow hell for cheating on her son. Then Nina will feel the need to step in and protect her only living child. After all, Nina's biggest goal is to be in Willow's and her grandkids' lives. But remember, they are both in love with the same men. For those upset about Antonio Sabato Jr. not returning as John Jagger Cates, I get it. I felt that way at first, too. But as the storyline unfolded and the writers portrayed Jagger as a maniacal narcissist, I'm glad Antonio Sabato Jr. wasn't asked to play that role. And to everyone blaming Nina for everything wrong on GH, it's getting old. Stop blaming Nina for Willow's betrayal. Willow had already crossed the line with Drew before Nina knew anything about it. If a husband and 2 beautiful kids didn't stop her, nothing Nina said would have either. This is on Willow and Drew. Willow is not a child. She knows what she's doing is wrong. At 31, she should be capable of making adult decisions. If Lucky is coming back, it would be more exciting if Julie Berman were playing Lulu again. I'd also be okay with Emma Raylan returning. There's something special about seeing the original actors reunite in the roles we love. A recast just isn't as thrilling. I don't understand why the powers that be can't see that. GH fans, I'll say this again. If and when Carly and Michael find out about this, and they will, all hell will break loose. It will be game over, no bets will be off. No matter how old her kids are, Carly will always protect her babies in any way, shape, or form. She's a lioness when it comes to her cubs and anyone else she cares about. She's proven that time and time again. If you cross Carly Spencer, she will come for you. Trust me, she's not someone you want to tangle with. She will take Michael's side and make sure Diane Miller crucifies Willow in court if there's a custody battle. Willow could lose everything. The best-case scenario is Michael agreeing to shared custody to avoid a courtroom battle and a fight over the kids. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. I think the writers should consider letting fans contribute some ideas and take suggestions through Facebook about the kinds of scenes they'd like to see. That would be really interesting. Drew is a good character, but things are getting a little weird with him, although that's General Hospital for you. I don't understand why they have to break up every couple. How about having a couple that just stays together for once? Willow has really disappointed me. After everything Michael has done for her, how could she betray him like that? Michael has already been through so much in his relationships. He loves Willow unconditionally, and she just throws it all away. I used to love Willow, but now I can't stand to even look at her. Why do you all think Sunny killed Cates on the Quartermaines estate? And to clarify, I know Sunny shot Cates. The question is why he chose to do it on the estate. I don't want to hear just because they were there. I feel like Sunny had a specific reason for choosing that location. Wouldn't it be ironic if Sunny took Cates' body to the Pine Barrens and ran into Ava and the lady agent there? If I had to choose between Alexis or Diane as my lawyer, I'd pick Diane every time. Alexis is too unstable and emotional. Diane, on the other hand, is always professional and calm, even when representing close family members. And what was Brooke Lynn about to tell Chase the other day before Yuri walked in and interrupted them? Okay, I've officially had enough. Sonny Corinthos is a stain on daytime television, and it's time for him to go. I'm all for keeping an open mind and tolerating differences of opinion, but this character has dragged the show to a point of no return. I'm over his domineering presence and his shadow looming over Port Charles. I don't care how black they dye his hair, how much they emphasize his love for his kids, or how many Emmys he's won. This isn't The Sopranos or Breaking Bad. There's no room on a daytime soap for a lead character who murders an FBI agent in cold blood. All due respect to Maurice Benard and his talent, but I'm done with this. Both he and the character need to go, not scaled back, but gone. For a show named General Hospital, it now has very little to do with the actual hospital. We're barely seeing GH, the doctors, or the nurses. It's not supposed to be The Sopranos. The focus should be on the hospital, the business world, law enforcement, and yes, a bit of the mob aspect, where law enforcement agencies typically come out on top. I've been sick of Sonny for years. It's disgusting that some fans view him as a hero or a good guy. He's a criminal and a murderer. He killed AJ in cold blood, and somehow, fans think that's okay. He shot Dant, and not only did Dant forgive him, but so did his mother, Olivia. And don't even get me started on Michael. I can't believe he forgave Sonny for murdering his real father, AJ. Who does that? No matter how many times Sonny hurts her, Carly continues to defend him. GH acts like Sonny walks on water, and it's unbelievable what he gets away with. He hung poor AJ on a meat hook and threatened to kill him if he didn't sign away his parental rights to Michael. After Michael was shot in the head, Carly actually went back to Sonny, putting Michael's life in danger again. The Sonny worship is just gross. Back in the day, it might have been more believable for Laura to head off on a mission to rescue her child. But now, as a more serious 55 to 60-year-old mayor with a grandchild she's guardian of, it seems a bit far-fetched. Dropping Ace in Tracy's lap so she can go rescue Lucky, instead of sending trained and competent mercenaries, accompanied by a very nice psychiatrist, just doesn't add up. How exactly are they going to free Lucky from East Africa? It's one of the most ridiculous plots I've ever heard. Anna is about the same age, and she's still going on her James Bond/Catwoman adventures. The real issue is that they always have Laura traveling to accommodate Ginny Francis's deserved time off. The flaw in the writing is having her be the mayor. It would be much more realistic to have her in a congressional role, like Drew is campaigning for. That way, she could split her time between DC and Port Charles, and she'd have better excuses for international travel. That said, I don't mind her going to rescue Lucky. The family is tied to the WSB, and Laura was part of many adventures and international operations, both on and off screen. We wouldn't think twice if Luke were still around and going on this mission, so why not Laura? It is odd, though, to have Ace go to the Quartermaines, especially with how it was introduced, with Tracy dropping by unexpectedly. I've been trying to think of who else Laura could have asked to care for him. Trina? She wouldn't want to burden Trina. Alexis? She has her hands full right now, and it wouldn't be healthy to add a young child to the Davis household. Felicia and Mac make a bit more sense. But I do kind of like that all the kids are being tied to the Quartermaine mansion. It keeps the mansion active and creates a way for adults to come together who wouldn't normally cross paths. Maybe Monica should turn it into a quasi-daycare or boarding school. Ava and Jason pairing. Anyone else on board? Has anyone else noticed the chemistry between Ava and Jason? Years ago, when Ava helped Jason escape and get back home, I saw sparks flying between them. That same energy resurfaced in their recent jail scene. Maura West, Ava, has chemistry with practically everyone, but it feels like the writers are wasting her potential on characters like Austin and Jagger. Pairing her with Steve Burton's Jason could bring some fantastic soapy drama to the show. Will Jason be the key to rescuing Lucky? Could Jason end up being the one to help Anna and Laura rescue Lucky? There's a possibility that Brennan could reach out to Jason for help, or maybe Jason will step in for Elizabeth's sake. There's also a chance that Sam might ask Jason to assist in finding Lucky. Either way, Jason could be the wild card that turns the tide in this mission. It's infuriating how Monica hasn't been on screen in years, except for one brief phone call. Yet, she's mentioned almost daily in the storyline. On one hand, I respect that they're keeping her name alive, but on the other hand, it feels like a double standard. Characters like Lucky and Rick seem to come and go with ease, while Monica is stuck being an off-screen presence. What's especially odd is that other characters who haven't been mentioned in years, like Audrey and Leslie, are completely absent from the storylines. Liz hasn't even brought up Graham since her father returned, and Leslie hasn't been mentioned in a decade, though she's still alive. Monica, on the other hand, is repeatedly referenced as being upstairs for years, which is kind of creepy. Here's a thought. Why not just say Monica retired to Boca with a handsome companion and still owns the house? This off-screen but on-canvas approach is bizarre. It would be much easier to say she's retired and not show up for major events like weddings or funerals. It's weird to keep her in limbo as upstairs, so let's just imagine her enjoying a stress-free life away from the Quartermain drama. Maybe she's even sharing a place with Leslie Weber, besties for life. I want to clarify that I'm not suggesting they kill off Monica or recast her. I'm advocating for the character to be treated with dignity and for the actress who brought her to life to be honored. Monica has the means to enjoy a lovely retirement, and I'd prefer to think of her getting a massage and sipping a mocktail rather than being sick upstairs. Leslie Charlison's health issues are well known, and it's commendable that she's prioritizing her well-being. I understand why her character's status might reflect that. It's clear they're keeping the door open for her return, but constantly referring to Monica as upstairs feels like a sad and creepy placeholder. Remember, Leslie Charlison has been a beloved part of GA's legacy, and it's disheartening to see comments suggesting the character should be discarded. Mentioning Monica in the storyline doesn't hurt anyone. In fact, it keeps her presence alive in a respectful way. All the activity around the Quartermain house feels like a tribute to Monica, who, despite her tough past, contributed so much to the show. If I can accept Sonny's implausible romantic escapades, I can certainly believe Monica is off-screen. The situation with Alan's death, which happened before Stuart Damon's passing, was controversial. Many fans felt it disrespected both the actor and the character. It's a tough call on how to handle these situations. Leslie Charlison looked quite frail during her last appearance, and it's understandable if she's not up for filming. Yet it feels disrespectful to simply kill off the character. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. How do you feel about Monica's current storyline? Do you agree with the way her character is being handled, or do you have other suggestions? I'm really struggling with Alexis's treatment of Christina. No matter what happens, Alexis seems to baby Christina over and over again. It's incredibly frustrating. I get that Alexis predicted this behavior, but it feels like she's consistently choosing Christina at the expense of everything else. And why is it that only Molly is calling out Sonny for his role in this mess? Kate's might tell the truth, but it's always poor Sonny and poor Christina getting all the sympathy. It's getting really old. Rick calling out Alexis was a highlight, but now it feels like Molly and the one non-white family are being sidelined. Meanwhile, Christina, who seems to ignore any advice given, is front and center every single day. It's like the show has been all about Christina for weeks, while Kelly and the rest of the cast are just pushed to the background. The storytelling here is just off. And let's talk about the Kate storyline for a minute. It's been a letdown, right? The whole surrogacy plot was supposed to be a big deal, but it feels like it was just another way to put Sonny in the spotlight. We all know Sonny will come out on top, which makes the whole thing feel pointless. Plus, the way they've handled Jagger's character is downright disappointing. It's clear that Maurice Benard has a lot of influence on the show, and it's hard to ignore that fact. I'm also annoyed with how Christina's mood issues are being portrayed. Why hasn't she been tested for bipolar disorder? Sonny has it. Morgan had it. Why is Christina left out of this discussion? Her sudden mood swings, like the one in the interrogation room, seem to be brushed off, and it's frustrating. Alexis's inability to see past the roles she assigned her kids when they were young is a major issue. Molly is portrayed as the strong one, while Christina is treated like she's made of glass. It's a sad reality, but it's also frustrating to see Christina continually getting a pass for her behavior. Honestly, I'm thinking of taking a break from GH because the current storylines are just unwatchable. What are your thoughts on these storylines? Do you share my frustration, or do you see things differently? We're diving into a fascinating question that's been floating around among soap fans. Is Dr. Isaiah Gannon from General Hospital related to the Gannon family from One Life to Live? If you're a fan of One Life to Live, you'll remember the Gannon family as Landview's prominent black family. Attorney Hank Gannon, the ex-husband of Nora Hannon Gannon Buchanan, was a central character. Hank and Nora share a daughter, Rachel Gannon. Hank also had a rockish brother, Archie Gannon, who had a daughter named Carrie Reynolds. Now, we have Dr. Isaiah Gannon at GH, and his surname is strikingly similar to the Gannon family from Landview. It's quite the coincidence to have a black character with such an uncommon last name and not wonder about a potential connection. As of now, we don't have much information about Dr. Isaiah Gannon's background. It's intriguing to think about whether this could be a nod to the beloved Gannon family from Olatiel or just a coincidence. What do you think? Could Dr. Isaiah Gannon be related to the Gannon family from One Life to Live? Or is it just a case of similar surnames? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.